how's it going? In today's video, we're going to take a look at the Lovepedal KANJI Eternity drive. So a quick disclaimer, this is probably my favorite drive pedal of all time. I've had different variants of the Lovepedal Eternity circuit and specifically the KANJI several different times, and we'll kind of get into the reason why I've owned this exact pedal a couple different times. But if you don't know Lovepedal, it is a boutique, really high quality guitar pedal company designed by Sean Micheal, and they have been staples, in my opinion, in the boutique, early, high-end guitar pedal game of like the early 2000s. I feel like Lovepedal was always the really cool one. Like it was pretty cool if you had a variant of the Eternity or one of their other pedals. This drive pedal, the Eternity, this is the KANJI, which is a variant. It's my favorite variant. That's a little lower gain and a little more low end of the Eternity circuit. But you can see there's a ton of different variants of the Eternity, and a box that has a couple different Eternities in the same enclosure. We've got the Burst, we've got the KANJI and the KANJI 9, which had some extra dip switches. We've got different handmade variants as well. But the KANJI, to me, was always the one that I saw on a couple different people's boards that were in the local Memphis scene. And it always kind of stood out to me as such a cool pedal. And then I owned one and then got rid of it, and owned and got rid of a couple different versions. And the reason for that is this pedal is, in my opinion, made to be played in the context of a recording. It fits exactly to my ears where I want to sit as an electric guitar player in a mix. Now, that being said, if you were just playing this pedal like in your bedroom by yourself, not in the context of playing with other people and other musicians, it's gonna sound probably lacking and oversaturated. And that specific reason is the reason why I've ended up getting rid of several different versions of this pedal, is because I play them and I love it in context, and then I'm like, I want to change stuff up, and so I'm sitting there by myself in a bedroom playing through all the pedals, and then the KANJI is like, that sounds kind of funky and a little honky in the mid-range, a little oversaturated, and so I end up getting rid of it. And then I would play another one again and be like, oh yeah, I really did like that pedal, and I always use it when I was younger and recording a lot. When I was like 16, 17, I got my hands on the first one, and then in my early 20s, right after college, I was doing a lot of sessions, and I just realized this is the one that I'm going to, both for my high gain sound, which is still not a ton of gain, and for my clean boost. And so since then, there's always been some version or variant on my main board, and been a big part of my sound since then. So essentially, every Eternity circuit has a volume, so an overall master volume, a drive control, which is your gain, and then a glass control, which is your tone and EQ. Now the glass control is different than your just treble roll off tone knob. This is a really powerful EQ, and to my ears is controlling more of the presence and resonance than it is like your just classic treble roll off. It is going to affect the mid-range in that typical way. However, what it's really doing is shaping big broad extremes on the low end and the high end. And so all the way up you've got a treble boost, and then all the way down it is going to be kind of like a rolled off tone, but not unusable, and it's kind of bringing in some bottom end that's really smooth but can be tight. And so that's kind of the Eternity circuit. Let's listen to what the KANJI variant sounds like. Alright, so here we are with the Lovepedal KANJI Eternity. Let's talk about the signal chain, using my Les Paul with Sir Thornbuckers, going to the Smart Bell ODS Dumble style head, into the Little John Cabs prototype number 1, loaded with EVM 12Ls, mic'd with a SM57 and a U87 clone. Here's my clean tone on the neck pickup. So pretty flat, and I'm not scooping the mids or anything, just a really straightforward clean tone. So let's start with the knobs at noon here. So it's really easy on the top end, very saturated, but there is some kind of like mix in of the clean tone because you still get a great transient response even on big kind of jumbled chords. There's just like a hair of that clean transient that's mixed in, that is part of the reason why I love this pedal. All right, let's listen to the glass knob. So here's all the way up. So like I said, that's like a clean treble boost or something. It's bright, but it's not shrill, and that that's on the bridge pickup. So really dynamic, again, not overly bright. Let's listen to the glass knob all the way down. So you can hear there's a big volume jump when you pull the glass up. So this is almost just like a slightly darker, without that brilliant presence on the attack, and lower volume of the same drive sound. So this is a pretty gained up sound. Let's listen to the drive knob and how that interacts with this glass knob, because you could hear there's a lot of volume change on what would be the tone knob, and so the drive is obviously going to interact a lot there. So here's the drive down, and this is a place that this pedal really exceeds, which is a really great, like, clean, fairly transparent, somewhere between boost and overdrive. You can hear there, compared to the clean tone, that it's just adding a lot of sponginess and brilliance and a lot of harmonic content to the clean tone. You can hear the drive is just so silky, and it's really smooth, but there's a lot of sounds in there. I mean, the low gain sound is great for a more than a clean boost, and you get that nice thickness in the mids, somewhere like under a tube screamer or something. But then you can bring it up, and I feel like everything from 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock is, for me, kind of the high gain sound that I love out of this. And 2 o'clock on, there isn't as much difference, but you're just compressing and compressing and clipping, you know, so hard that for me, you know, the gain that's 2 o'clock on is just too much for me. It's so thick and saturated, but somewhere between 9 and 2 is where I like to live, which is like a little more gain than I would normally play, but because of that transient response that comes through, it doesn't feel oversaturated like a normal high gain does to me. So it's just dynamic enough and saturated enough to be right in the sweet spot for like the perfect higher gain sound for me. Somewhere between, you know, 9 and 2, and some nights, you know, that's higher, and some nights that's lower. It just depends. But quickly, let's play a Strat through it and listen to some of those single coil tones through this pedal. Obviously the Strat cleans up a lot better on this. Let's listen to some of the lower gain sounds, and I'm going to take the glass knob and I just kind of bring it in up to the point that I feel comfortable with, you know, adding that top end harmonics, and that's typically how I set that glass, is just bring it up just enough. It just puts it in the right spot. You know, the EQ adding that richness, and the harmonics, just the clean boost sound. I always love with single coils, but also humbuckers. Let's bring in some of the gain. It's a great mid-gain overdrive sound with a Strat. As we bring up the drive, I typically bring up the glass. Overall, I mean, like I said, this pedal, it's hard to make it sound bad. To my ears, it puts the guitar in the perfect place of richness, saturation, EQ, and gain. Kind of no matter what you're going for. I like it most for my high gain sound. So the higher gained up sounds is where I typically leave this pedal, but I feel like it also excels in a kind of a clean boost that shapes the EQ and just puts it in the right place, or a mid overdrive. As far as a light overdrive, I think it's just a little too much for me to kind of put it in like my first stage of overdrive, but I can see it kind of before my drives as a boost, or towards the end, because I go lower gain to high gain. Towards the end on, you know, as either my highest gain pedal or, you know, this one below that. And so again, this is my favorite drive pedal of all time, and hopefully you can hear just the sweetness with the way that I particularly play and how my amps are usually set up, that this puts it in the right place. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video checking out the Lovepedal KANJI Eternity, my favorite drive pedal. If this is the kind of content that you enjoy, I please ask that you like and subscribe, share this new channel with others, and let me know what kind of content you would like to see in the future. Until next time, I've been Colin. Hey, how's it going? Oh. No. We're gonna use that. Then we're gonna bring it up. Yeah. This is Sir Thurn. So, okay. You can mic'd with a SM57. Oh God. Okay. Okay, one more time. If you are